Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cashay Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. Perhaps the biggest news is that Miss Nene Leakes is returning to Bravo. She will be on the upcoming season of the Ultimate Girls Road Trip featuring, a bunch of other housewives, and she will be in Atlanta showing Atlanta all of the things. I'm just so glad she will be back. In addition, we are also talking about Sunday Funday on Bravo, which is Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. Y'all, so I actually finished recording and I'm coming to you with a quick update because as soon as I finished recording, I just recorded my What's the Reality on What the Reality after I was recording my Toxic Tuesday episode. And I logged onto Twitter. I got some text messages and I had to spill this tea. Summer House Amanda Petula and Kyle Cook announced their separation after 4 years of marriage. I kid you not, I've seen this coming for a while, but I never know because we say this every season. And I've said it. I said it in one of my episodes. Oh my gosh, somebody find it for me. I'm going to try to find it. I said, I wonder how much of Paige DeSorbo leaving Craig Conover has affected Amanda's decision to eventually leave Kyle. I said it. I freaking said it. And here we have it. We have a statement from Amanda Petula. After much reflection, we have mutually and amicably decided to part ways as a couple. We share this with a heavy heart and kindly ask for your grace and support while we focus on our personal growth and healing. It feels ironic to ask for privacy during this time, since we've always tried to be open and honest about our relationship, but your kindness and respect will go a long way as we try to navigate our next chapter, Amanda and Kyle. Literally, I'm shocked she did it. I'm so glad she did it. They've been very quiet, but we just had to literally talk about that. Okay, guys, that was like the biggest update I had to tell you. Also, Brooklyn Beckham has been very open about his relationship with his parents, and he just literally posted a series of screenshots. So make sure you guys check that out because it would not be What's the Reality if we didn't have these reality takes for a quick second. Okay, back on with regular programming. Welcome to What the Reality with me, Cashay Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. All the things. Okay, so today's episode, first of all, how are you guys doing? Today's episode is, we're getting into these recaps because I did not get a chance to recap Real Housewives of Potomac last week or Married to Medicine. I'm not doing both episodes like the one I missed, but I want to get into some good recaps for Potomac and Married to Medicine because these shows have been on fire. Sunday nights have been restored and I'm here for it. I want to talk about the Valley Persian style just a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about the Traders. So we have a lot of shows to get through today. How are you guys doing? First of all, though, we have to talk about the biggest news for reality topics. Miss Nene Leakes is back on Bravo to celebrate 20 years of Housewives. You cannot celebrate it without Nene Leakes, without Kyle Richards, unfortunately, Teresa Giudice, Vicky Goldenson. Who else? When I say 20 housewives, like, there's just certain people you can't celebrate it without, and those are probably like the four. I even think about LVP, like people that have founded Bravo. I think about Ramona Singer. I know it's controversial. I do think about Ramona Singer. She comes to my mind a lot. Luann does too. Sonia does. But I do think about Ramona Singer. Who do you know can sue their employer and come back for employment? I guess the one and only Nene Leakes. That is who has the jurisdiction to do that. She will be back on our screens for the Ultimate Housewives road trip. This is a spinoff of the Ultimate Housewives trip. This is going to be a road trip. There's a stop in Atlanta, and Nene will be there. So in terms of the cast for, the Ultimate Road Trip, we have Portia Williams, which Kenya Moore has went on to social media to say she feel like there should have been an OG for Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she at Nene and did she add Kim? She add Sheree Whitfield. She just says she felt like it should have been an OG instead of Portia. I like Portia. I've always been a Portia lover, even though she's a little berserk, a little wild. I like Portia, so I don't mind her like being the OG for Atlanta. I think she has held the name pretty well for Atlanta. And I think it's a smart decision, especially if Kenya can't be there. So we have Portia from Atlanta. We have Vicky. We have Teresa Giudice. We have Kyle Richards. We have Gizelle Bryant. We have, if you're watching me on YouTube, you'll see my faces. We had Lisa Barlow. We know Heather Gay's upset about that. And then we had Luann. So those are the people that are traveling. We did not have any representation for Miami, which was shocking. But that is who is going to be basically featured in all these episodes. These are the ladies that are traveling to the different cities. And then we have Nene Leakes, who has confirmed she's already filmed a scene. She was super excited to post that video, the super filtered video. It was super filtered, you guys. I'm just like, Nene, please. Please. I cannot with that filter video. She looks good, but she looks totally different. So it really has been 20 years. Let's just say that. She says she's already filmed a scene. She's already received much love from the Bravo universe, from Vicky, from Cynthia, all of these people saying it's about time. It is crazy to me. We're going to get to some other news with the Nene stuff. But it's crazy to me that she's able to sue her employer and come back. I'm super happy, though, she's able to come back. And best believe this is definitely pointing towards a return on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have the season 17 coming up. That is crazy. Season 17 is coming up. She might be on for season 18. Like, the fact that she's on the Ultimate Girls Trip, there is definitely some sort of path forward for her to come back for Atlanta. She says she's actually seen Kim Zolciak, and her and Kim are cool. She said Kim looks really good. They ran into each other. The things are aligning. We might have a very good seasons 18 through 20 for Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's going to be new, refresh. I'm already really excited for the upcoming season. But I am really excited about that. Nene Leakes is back on Bravo. Here's the thing. Bethany Frankel's a little salty about it. Someone that is not welcome at all. That is somebody I think about when I do think of RHONY, though. She is back on. She is making comments about it, and she essentially is saying that she had brought a road trip type show to the network with Nene, and nothing happened with it. She said, though, she's happy for Nene. She said she finds it interesting that, yeah, I'm going to play the video because it's Bethany.
So Nene and I have a good relationship, and I'm so happy for her for whatever makes her happy in her life. And everyone makes decisions for different reasons, emotionally, financially, career, relevance, whatever anyone's choices. I'm thrilled for Nene. And I want to mention a couple of things. One, I've never in history heard of someone go after a company and take legal action for different accusations, and then that company hire them back. That's just an interesting dynamic. Like, I don't know if there are any other examples of that, but I pitched to Matt Anderson, who is an executive producer on Miami and Atlanta and New York, a road trip show with just Nene and myself, where I took her to see my friends and visit things I'm interested in throughout the country and different restaurants, etc. And she would take me on hers. And they said that she was kryptonite and toxic, and that they couldn't touch it, that the producer could never touch it. So I'm not in any way saying that they stole my idea. Road Trip has been a movie, and many people have had different road trip shows. Nor do I care, and if they do or did, great. But it's just an interesting conversation on how, like, time heals all wounds, or not everything is as it seems in the moment, or about, I don't know, I think it's like a positive thing in, like, I mean, the bridge was not burned because they're doing this show with Nene, with the same concept, except that this is a group of people, and mine was just about her and I alone. But it was literally for us to go in an RV across the country, have all the receipts, because shit also to Jen O'Connell, who remembers. But food for thought, because you guys love the tea, so maybe that's some tea. But I'm very happy for Nene Leakes, and I wish her all the best in her adventure life and on her road trip. You're welcome. Yes, when I pitched the show to Nene, she said, you keep thinking of these ideas, but they don't happen. And I said to her, because every time I pitch it to someone, they say no. So time heals all wounds.
That's that. I find that interesting. Like I said, I also find it interesting. Like, who do you know can sue their employer for a bunch of accusations and then come and, be on a show? And then, like I said, this is definitely marking her return back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I don't think that has ever happened that someone has gotten away with suing their employer. It didn't go through. I don't know if I think she did get money because she was alleging that there was some racism amongst the cast and, some favoritism. Like, they would let Kim get away with a lot of stuff. So it's interesting that even her and Kim are good. I don't know. It just shows time does heal all. And it just shows when you are willing to swallow your ego, your pride, and come home, as they say, that the door is always open. So I'm glad that her and Andy were able to work it through. Maybe Bethany Frankel and Andy Cohen will work it through, and maybe we will get some sort of better path forward with RHONY. I don't know. They're saying they're rebooting the reboot for RHONY, and I'm hearing not great things about that either. So I don't know how they're going to reboot the reboot. Probably just time to let that one go, because I just think, like, if anything, I don't think anyone's watching VPR. Are you guys watching VPR? I don't think anyone's watching VPR. That reboot has failed. The Valley Persian style is good. But it's kind of like a Shahs of Sunset reboot. I think it's only working though because we're getting so many different people. We only kept like 3 people. But when we talk about VPR and like reboots and stuff, I'm like, I don't even know if VPR needed a reboot, because now we have a new group of, Gen Zs in New York City hustling, doing their jobs, millennials. We have a group in NYC. We're going to try to bring that to LA and it's like kind of better. Like, we want to see these kids that we've watched grown up on these networks. Like, oh my gosh, what are y'all doing now? We're kind of like seeing that on Next Gen NYC. That's succeeding. Southern Hospitality is succeeding. I really like Southern Hospitality. I'm really excited for that to come back. Summer House, this will be a make or break season without Paige DeSorbo, and just, I think they're trying to revamp it. And I'm excited for In the City, which will be heavily focused on the older folks. The Summer House, which is honestly everyone. The Summer House was supposed to be about these like early 30-year-olds, late 20s, hustling in the city and getting a share house. And now it's kind of just like, Summer House this season will be interesting. Either way, Nene is back on Bravo. What do you guys think? I think it is crazy that has happened. I have believed it though for a while. I don't know. I just felt like the stars were aligning, and I was just like, Nene should be back on Bravo. Like, But it is wild to me. I agree with Bethany that she was able to sue an employer and come back. Like, who do you know can do that? Other news before we end up into some recaps. We're gonna talk about Watch Happens Live too, because I'll tell you what, the vibes were not there. Quad, do not mess with Gizelle. A lot of people don't. I don't care for Gizelle, you know I don't. Desmond Scott. We're talking about the Desmond and Chrissy Scott stuff. So we know I reported last Toxic Tuesday that she had filed for divorce due to infidelity. He came out with a statement saying he was seeking a divorce in 2025. She did not want a divorce. He stepped out in a resolve for that. Now he got his divorce, basically. This man was caught kissing in the club. Usher, making love. I have the video. I'm going to try to play it for you too. I don't know if it has sound. I don't think it has sound. But guys, he is like making out. I'm on YouTube. If you're on the YouTube, you can kind of see. He is at a restaurant and on a wall, like fully making out with a girl. Like they are fully making out. It is great. Like he is going ham. Like he didn't have any dinner. They are fully making out. So update on that. It looks like Christy got the house. Same address. Desmond liked it. The people are saying he was sick and tired of this woman. He has now moved out. He's in his new apartment. He's setting it up. He is thriving. I don't know how she's doing. I'm only seeing like his stuff. I got to go to her page. This man is fine. He's posting on TikTok. I think he's genuinely at peace. It is wild to me. So we find out who the mystery woman is. Her name is this Instagram model, Marissa Springer. And this is allegedly the woman he was cheating on Christy with. This woman, if I'm being honest,
I'm Marissa Springer. I'm
she's no Christy.
And this is my life as a professional model.
And she's a grad as of December 2024.
Photos from U of H. These actually went viral on TikTok.
I don't know. The girl looks like she needs a deep conditioner. Her curls look super dry. But this man, he's been making out in the club. Okay. I just had to say that because I was shocked when I saw the video. We are going to talk about Married to Medicine, but I did want to get into this mid-season trailer. It looks like we have 2 trips coming up. We have the girls trip that's coming up, and there's going to be a couples trip in Jamaica. I was going to play that just so we could see the trailer. But Married to Medicine has been really good. I don't even think the trailer, did I see the trailer on Twitter? I just wanted to see if I could play it. Married to Medicine has been really good. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. And normally what I will say with like Married to Medicine is like it gets old for me throughout the season. So it's like crazy that I'm able to literally watch it like all the way through because normally I kind of give up. I don't know where the mid-season trailer is. I thought I had it. I'm like, where did it go? Okay. Oh, I found it. Okay, let's play it.
Still to come this season on Married to Medicine.
It is my great and esteemed honor to present to you the Royal Court of Atlanta.
Okay, this is an old trailer. This is from 1/31/25. You guys, it is literally one freaking it's 26. How did I miss that? I was like, wait a minute, this actually is old. Let me see if this page also posted this. I'm like, wait, what is going on? I don't know if they posted the trailer. The trailer was kind of snuck up. It's kind of snuck up on in there, like at the end. I don't know if I see it. Let me see. I'm just scrolling really quick. Okay, if I don't see it, I'll just move on. I think I'm just going to have to move on. Yeah, I don't think anyone has it. They played it at the end of the episode, though. Like I said, there's 2 trips. It looks like, in terms of people getting into it, it looked like Quad and Simone get back into it. Toya and Heavenly get back into it. Toya's been giving mad hater this season. Like, honestly, I can't lie. But, okay, I just found the mid-season trailer.
Still
Okay.
to come this season on Married
This
to
is the right
Medicine.
one.
Go gadget part. Tell us a funny sex story. I sprayed my throat, right? And it all went numb. Numbing spray? Is always checking the energy of the group, but never her own. I did give Heavenly a call. She did not answer me. She doesn't want to be around me for safety. I could kick my own ass for trusting Heavenly again. It's my word against hers. She snapped. She was unhinged. This IVF process, it has been tough. Not knowing where your baby is has got to be one of the most painful things. We know you're hurting. Heavenly. Bet you got tears. We are in Jamaica. Let's go! We in the club and we lit. So Toya says, who is this guy? You told me to hook you up with another guy. In front of me? In front of him. Damn. Y'all got room for one more? I had no clue that she was inviting Bernard. The complications that could be in the way of having a kid. You're not married. In the Bible, that's a no-no. For him to try to nail us to the cross. Is he a saint? Who's he to judge? So let's talk about the Met Gap. Jackie said you were so difficult to work with and very unprofessional. These 2 ladies are sucking the life out of us. Heavenly, shut the up. You are doing. No, we need a timeout. Oh my God! What? The cat is on the table eating. That was the devil coming to talk to y'all.
A mid-season trailer. They've been keeping me engaged. I'm loving the new people on here. Brandy, Dr. Mimi, Angel. I'm glad we're seeing more of Angel. We're going to talk about Married to Medicine. Honestly, we could probably talk about it now, and then I'll talk about Potomac since we just watched the trailer. But I've been really very much enjoying the new energy. It seems a little more refreshed despite the constant bickering between, Toya and Dr. Heavenly, and then we have Quad and Simone. So let's get into this Married to Medicine, and then we're going to talk about Potomac. And I'll see if I want to talk about, I'm just going to give a little, my thoughts on Traders currently, and then my thoughts on the Valley, but I'm not recapping those 2. And then I want to talk about Watch Heaven's Live just a little bit because that was a spicy episode. In terms of Married to Medicine, though, so Heavenly is officially announcing her run for state representative. And little to my knowledge, I didn't know Quad was her campaign manager. But honestly, Quad speaks for the people. And she's a very professional, very declaring, not dictating, but she has a very declaring voice, and you can tell she knows what she's talking about. So she was actually getting the stuff together, the campaign stuff together. And okay, so yeah, Heavenly is officially announcing that. I wanted to get into that before I talk about the event, but before we get into the event that Quad is actually helping her run and everything, we have some one-off scenes in the beginning, and Angel is sitting down with, who was it? She was sitting down with Quad, Heavenly, and Mimi. I think so, which is interesting. So I'm just saying this episode was interesting because we're going to see some new beefs arise, where I was confused because the last episode looked like Brandy, Mimi, and Angel, the new girls, were cool. So it is interesting moving into this episode that we're kind of seeing where alliances lay. And yeah, so in terms of that, Angel did bring to the group, I think somebody else was there. Not Contessa. Contessa wasn't there though. But she just said from Family Reunion Day how Toya kind of rubbed her the wrong way because Toya went up to the man she brought. His name is Bernard. He is also a doctor, I believe. They are longtime friends. They date on and off. And basically went up to him and was being, I just think Toya is so jealous of the single women on this cast. I think she's one of those people that secretly wants to be single and just date around and have men like paying for stuff. Because it was so weird how she went up to Bernard. She like went up to him and was like, "How's the sex?" Or like, "Does she f good?" or something. It's just really weird. Like it's like one of those girls that you used to hang out with in high school or something and tries to embarrass you whenever a group of guys come around. That's what Toya honestly gives me. So she basically was messing up her bag or whatever, messing up her whatever. And she was like, "I didn't even know you were bringing Bernard or like this guy. You told me to hook you up with somebody that Eugene knew." And so she's like, "You're basically messing with my family." And then the girls were like, "Well, you're basically messing with Angel's, situation." I just did not think it was like good. Like it was like for you to like come up and be like, "Well, are you guys dating?" Like she told me she wanted me to hook her up with, like, to say that in front of the guy, insane. So I'm glad Angel is telling the girls, because I'm like, that would have rubbed me the wrong way, and she did it in front of him. That's the biggest thing. You did it in front of him. It wasn't like in front of the girls or whatever. You literally sat your big butt down to try to come for her. Like I just don't like. I think Toya is so conniving and mean. Um. So yes, that happened. So Angel is telling the girls that, and then we have a split scene of the other girls meeting up and Toya talking about how like she's basically trying to mess up her family, whatever. It wasn't anything too deep. And Tessa's basically like, "I want to host a girls trip because we are so divided." Whatever. They say that every season. Like, "Oh my gosh, we have so much stuff going on. Like, we have so much drama in the group." So she's like, I want to host a girls trip, which we're going to see in the next episode. This comes together very quickly. I think they just go somewhere, get some swimsuits, Airbnb it up, whatever. Quad, and that's when I say, so then we get to Heavenly's campaign event, which Mimi is very supportive of. Quad is very supportive of. Angel is very supportive. Even Dr. Contestant, I will say it's nice to see Dr. Contestant and Dr. Heavenly kind of like bridge a gap together. Contestant was actually on Watch Happens Live and was basically like, if I was in her district, I would vote for her, because she is doing the work of the people. Like basically she was like, "I am rooting for Dr. Heavenly," which is like vice versa. We kind of see like Toya is not here for it. I don't know why Toya showed up, because she was talking during the campaign, and that's when Heavenly, during her speech, she was like, "I've had so much support with the exception of one," which is crazy. And then Toya wants to turn it into like, "You're bullying me to support you." It wasn't that. I don't know why she would say that in her speech. I probably wouldn't have said that, but whatever. That's how Dr. Heavenly is. We already know what we're gonna get when it comes to Dr. Heavenly. So then Dr. Mimi and Brandy get into it. And that's why I was like, it was confusing to me because I'm like, based on last episode, I thought y'all had just met up and y'all were cool or whatever. So, but Dr. Mimi is a little frustrated with Brandy because Brandy does sing up Toya's butt. And it is crazy because Toya called you out just like she called me out at that event where she was wilding off the freaking tequila or whatever, the tequila Toya. She was going off on people at her event, at her housewarming. She did sum you into the group of hating A-Bs. I don't know why I didn't just say it, but she did call out Brandy, Mimi, and Heavenly. So now Brandy has been, in my opinion, I don't think she's been buddy with her, but she did stay back at the event to try to clear it up, to try to apologize. She has seemed very like, still, "I love Toya. I'm about to, try to make it right with Toya." And Mimi is reading it as, she call you out, she call you a name, and you still being cool with her. So Mimi is like, you need to be careful who you align yourself with. Basically setting up the cliques or whatever. And you should have known Brandy was going to run back and tell Toya that, because we're going to circle back to that, because then Mimi gets into it with Toya and Simone at the end of it. It's just so many people getting into it, you guys. I'm like, head exploding. So then, what happens after that? So yeah, Dr. Mimi just says she thinks that Brandy is doing whatever Toya wants her to do, and she thinks she possibly wants to be Toya or whatever. And Dr. Brandy's like, "Why are we trying to set up cliques or whatever? Like, why can't I be cool with everyone?" Because this all comes from Mimi like, "Are you gonna vote for Heavenly? Like, you should. It's a good cause." And then Brandy's like, "Well, I have to see someone's true person intention before I'm voting for them." Valid, right? um So we have that. Then we have a scene between Jackie and Simone. And my thing is like it gets to a certain point. I know Married to Medicine is like based on marriages and, supporting marriages, the institution of marriage. It's called Married to Medicine. I mean, you guys see how they treated Quad when she wanted to divorce Dr. Greg. They're like, "Are you sure?" It's something, and I've talked about this on my TikTok. You guys make sure you go to my TikTok. Make sure you also check out What the Reality on Substack. It's something to be said about these older women on this show wanting these marriages to work out. And I'm really glad Simone talked to, Jackie, because Jackie is one of those people that also is like so for the institution of marriage, which is great and all. But like, is it like Simone framed the question? She's like, is it the end of the world if this doesn't work out with Cecil? So she's telling Jackie about the problems, and she's like, I'm ready to drop the OB. So I guess the OB for OBGYN essentially means delivering babies. So she's just going to be the GYN, which is basically like, all women, once you hit 21, I believe, it may be 18 or whatever. I think it's 21. Once you hit 21, you go to a OBGYN, or you should. It's like recommended you should. Or whenever you have a baby, obviously, you go to a GYN, or like if you have like period problems or whatever, TMI for male listeners, whatever. If I have any male listeners. So basically she's just gonna be a GYN, which is basically what the women like me, 21 and older, go to, just to make sure everything is good down there, right? The OB is the one that's delivering the babies, right? That's what Dr. Jackie did. So she's saying she's ready to drop the OB. She's delivered enough babies in her lifetime. She's over it. She wants to start scaling back. And we knew this was coming, which is why she had to talk with the boys, because she's just kind of like, as I look into retirement, because like, let's be honest, Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, I know Jackie is like older than Simone, but they are, I think if anything, Simone is in her late 50s, and I think Jackie's definitely in her 60s. That is around retirement age. You're looking to retire, you're looking to slow down, to ease off your load. So she is looking to get to that point. And she said she can't do that with delivering all these babies, and then she's also just like, as she moves into this next, phase in her life, she's okay with dropping off Cecil, basically. She's like, I don't need the financial burden of taking care of them. She said them. So I think she's like, F them kids and F you, basically. But she's like, I don't need the financial burden. I'm trying to slow down. And so then we learn that Cecil left corporate America. And with that, he left a good salary. I mean, hey, I'm in corporate America. And with that, he left a salary. I thought he was a real estate agent. I don't know if he's still selling homes or whatever. I know his brother is, because when they introduced him, he said it was like a real estate developer or something, which is kind of more than just like selling homes. So now we learn that he was in corporate America and he left to kind of be a stay-at-home dad to raise these sons or whatever. And we learned that Jackie holds some resentment from him doing that, which I saw coming. I mean, wouldn't you hold some resentment? Why are you quitting your job so you can live off of me? I don't know. It's just something to be said about a man quitting a job to live off a woman. Unless that is like in the budget, that's what we worked for. But now she's getting to a point where she's burnt out, she's tired. And her thing is like, you know what? The sex is great. She's like, that's not changed. She said, when we kick it, we have fun. And then Jackie's like, yeah, because when you guys go out, like, you're not faking the fun, are you? She's like, no. She's like, so what's like the issue? Like, you're heading basically to divorce. And she's like, aren't you guys still kicking it? She said, I just try not to kick it with him anymore. Like, you can tell Dr. Simone is over it. Just like I could tell Dr. Heavenly is over this group when she was at the Space Angels, which we're about to talk about soon. She's just over it. She's just over it. She's just like, would it be the worst thing? And it wouldn't be. It really wouldn't be, but obviously I've never been married. But I think Simone, she brings this up a lot. And when you bring up something a lot, it's clearly weighing on you. I think she's considering it. I think she's considering a life without Cecil. And basically, Simone's like, well, you don't want to do that. I mean, Jackie's like, you don't want to do that. Jackie is going to root for marriage because she herself was close to leaving her marriage due to infidelity, but she chose not to. Some may call that strong, some may call it pathetic. But in my opinion, it's hard for someone like that to give advice, true advice, when you're kind of already clouded by the judgment. Just like in the sneak peek of the mid-season trailer, we have Cecil over here talking about, why are y'all trying to do IVF and you're not even married? In the Bible, it says it's against it. When the Bible, it also says you're not supposed to cheat on thou spouse or whatever. Like, you're not supposed to covet thy neighbor. Like, well, I guess that's the commandments. But I'm just saying, like, or commit adultery. That's the commandments. So it's like you over here talking about what's in the Bible, talking about you can't have a kid before IVF, which, go to my TikTok. I have made my stance clear. I don't think King is wrong at all for wanting to push the brakes on that. It is a lot. It's time consuming. And I also was like, I do think it's bizarre to go through an IVF journey with someone you're not even married to, because it's like, that's a lot. It's different when you just screwing just to get a kid. And you're like, oh, I want to be with this person. Like, it's different versus going and paying all this money through IVF. That aside, it's hard for Jackie to kind of give advice because I feel like she has clouded judgment on what she thinks marriage is. She thinks marriage is suffering. And a lot of times, these women on this show, Married to Medicine, they think marriage is suffering. They think you're supposed to kind of go through a tough time to kind of make it on the other end. And I think it's unfair. We see Simone bring this up time and time again. She doesn't, from based on what I'm watching, she does not want to be in a relationship. She's looking at Simone. She's looking at Quad. She's looking at Angel. She's touching the nurse at the event. She's looking at the eye candy that Toya has. I don't know. I don't know. I think the financial stuff is really like bothering her. She's like, I can't imagine being like taking care of these men in my goading years. I think that's literally how she phrased it, her goading years. She's like, therefore, would divorce be the worst thing? Moving on, Angel's event, which I think is so smart. Her scrub line is called Life Angels, which is so beautiful. And this is sculpted, stretchy scrub wear for nurses of color. This is for everyone. She said, starting out in the nurse game, they think everyone's one size. Like the nurses, there's like no stretch. It's not flattering to the body. I think this is so smart that she's doing it. And like I said, we're on the 13th season of Married to Medicine. How many seasons are we? Maybe we're on the 10th. And no one has ever decided to do something like this with all these doctors. I think she has a true market for that. I'm sure a lot of people can relate, people that are not the typical European size that you want. So having comfortable scrubs, I think that's amazing. And I hope it's doing well. I'm sure it is. I'm sure the doctors are eating it up. The nurses are eating it up. Anybody is eating it up. And like I said, it looks really good. And she has it for male and women. Angel, however, did not want to put on her scrubs for her event. She wanted to show off her body, which is bodying. Her body banging. I have no notes. Angel has one of the best bodies I've ever seen. It's natural. I'm pretty sure it's natural. I don't know if her breasts are real, but the curves are real. And if the breasts aren't real, they look real. She has a really good body. But it just kills me how she is not in scrubs for her event. So basically the event is like, it shows off the scrub attire, and then we get Dr. Heavenly. And that's why I said Dr. Heavenly is kind of over this group, just as I imagine Dr. Simone is over Cecil, because she walks in and basically the first thing when she comes in and like she's with the group is that Dr. Simone is saying, Toya was gracious enough to send me the notes since I was late to coming to your event. And basically they're trying to prep her for what she has to come, conflict and like how she's going to deal with that. And Heavenly's like, let me sit down for this. And her, like Simone and Toya, they just kind of like jump on her. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, you can just tell they have nothing better to do. And you can tell Heavenly is like, I'm about to sit down for this stuff. Like, I'm not about to put up with you guys crap right now. And I don't blame her. I really don't blame her. She just seems kind of tired of it. But they're like provoking her. And then I'm like, you provoke Heavenly, and then she gets to that, but y'all know how Heavenly is. So it's like, I would not keep provoking a tiger when I know when this tiger come out the cage, it do not fight fair. But I'm gonna keep provoking it, and then I'm gonna cry wolf when it come after me. But it's like I've been provoking it all along. I'm gonna make a TikTok video about that because Heavenly is clearly the tiger. These ladies are the wolves. Y'all get mad when Heavenly come out to play, but it's like, you've been begging me to play, and then you want to be over here saying that I went too low. No, what you constantly like, provoking her, like they're constantly provoking her, and they're trying to make Heavenly. It's almost like one of those things. Is like, I'll never forget. Like, I did not like this person when I was like in 4th grade. I don't know. What was I? I was like in 5th. I think I was in 6th grade. I didn't like this person, and I just, there was some stuff that happened, you know, like girl drama, 6th grades or whatever. And there was something that happened. I just did not like the girl. And I don't think she liked me at one point. And then maybe she was trying to become cool with me. Either way, it was escalated to the teachers and my parents, whatever, right? And so the teacher said she would monitor the situation. I'll never forget. And she was like, I watched the whole situation at the end of the day, and I was actually really cool with this teacher, so I was shocked that someone did not take my side. And she was like, I didn't see her acting any sort of way. If anything, I saw you guys like kind of like, you know, being the mean ones. Imagine me, 6th grade, gagged by my teacher saying I was actually the mean girl, because I was trying so hard to show that this girl is actually the nutso. This is the one that I actually don't like, but because I was so thirsty and trying to prove that, I kind of gave mean girl. And that's what I say with Toya, is kind of like, you know, you're trying to prove so hard to these group of new girls and to the viewers that Heavenly is this terrible person, but in that effort, you are coming off as the ultimate aggressor and mean girl. So it's like, a lot of times you just got to let people kind of trick themselves out, and we'll kind of see them for who they are. But when you try to manipulate the situation and you try to show this XYZ, it doesn't work out for your benefit. So that's why I've been saying this season, at least for me, Toya has been giving mad hater energy, in my true opinion. I haven't been rocking with Toya. And I don't really ever rock with Toya. I think Toya is very insecure, and I think she's very jealous. I think she's jealous of Quad. I think she's jealous of Angel and that body. And I just think she's like a jealous person. I think she's a jealous person, and I'm like, what do you do? Seriously, what do you do? So yeah, Dr. Heavenly's kind of over it. Angel, so we're at the end of the event. Angel asked Toya, what kind of friend are you? And it's kind of weird because I'm kind of like, Angel, well, you should have just stood on it. Gorgeous and all. You should have just stood on it. She brings it up in front of the group, and then Toya's like, well, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, I'm not going to bring it up, but I just want to know what kind of friend you are, because I'm not a fake friend. And then she's like, well, why would you bring it up if you don't want to talk about it now? Basically, it's about the Bernard situation. You basically trying to air me out in front of this man, me seeking other dates, and then you're going to air me out in front of the guy. We all think it's wrong. We all think it's like fake. Whatever. Contestants like, we're going to talk about it on the girls' trip. But Angel kind of brought it up, and then she kind of took it back. I'm just like, Angel, you got to stand on it. Whatever. So then that rotates to basically Quad coming up to Simone, talking about, why are you looking up my stuff with a VIN? I don't know why Simone is so thirsty to understand what is in Quad's pockets, besides to figure out how she can get like her. Maybe she's like, I am sick of paying for these men. How does Quad always have more than enough money to splurge and stuff? Maybe I need to see what she's doing so I can get like that. Is it all Quad, or is this man funding her life? Because it's very interesting to me how she will Google that stuff. And, you know, if it wasn't the VIN on the car, it was the mortgage, it was the something from seasons ago. Simone is very concerned with Quad's finances and what goes on. They end up having an epic blowout after Quad tried to de-escalate a situation between Heavenly, Simone, and Toya, which is beyond me. So that situation truly escalated. Angel's trying to cool off Quad. She tries to cool off the situation. She said, I'm not inviting guys to none of my events. I'm going to have security next time. She calls Simone a Proverbs 31 woman. And she tells her, like, you really need to, like, conduct yourself better in, public. And she does direct that to Simone. I think with Quad, she'll probably have a separate conversation. She was already talking to Quad. She was like, you're better than this, friend. So then I think she went to Simone and was like, you guys got to conduct yourself better because this is embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. And then also in the midst of that, before that whole escalation, we have Dr. Mimi talking with the girls, and then we have Simone and Toya mean-girling her, basically being like, yeah, you should probably not be standing over here with us because this isn't your clique. Your clique's over there. So that's what's it. We got a lot of stuff that's going to happen on this girls trip, and I'm really excited because I like Dr. Mimi. I think Dr. Mimi's calling it out. She's like, okay, well, let me go stand over there with my clique or whatever. Since there's cliques and stuff, and then in the midst of all of that, because there's always a midst of, now we have Heavenly upset, or we have Simone upset with Heavenly because Simone has essentially trusted Heavenly with that VIN story. I don't know why she would tell her that. And I'm with Toya towards the end. Toya's like, why would you even tell Heavenly? That's Quad's friend. She's going to go back and tell Quad, right? So it's like, why would you even tell her that? And then you get a reaction. So then Heavenly and Simone start getting into it. And basically that's when we see Heavenly come out to play. Simone says, I'm not about to take a picture with your fake ass or whatever. And now she's like going off on her. And then we see Heavenly bring up the husbands after we know Simone has confided in her about just needing a break from anyone with the last name Whitmore. And then we kind of see Heavenly do what Heavenly does best, which is go low. And she's like, you are unhappy in your home situation. I don't know why you're trying to bring your unhappiness over here. And that was that. Like I said, Angel trying to cool off the situation. She's like, guys, can we please not do this here? And that was that. Like I said, it's unfortunate that Heavenly does go low, but my thing is like Heavenly had been irked kind of the whole episode, and then when she kind of does, they don't make it right. But hey, at least it's not a yo mama joke. Right? Okay, let's get into Potomac. Married to Medicine, 10, 10, 10 to 10. So Potomac is resuming in this Colorado trip. The ladies are staying. Most of the ladies do not have running water or functioning heat. It is a whorehouse, basically. I mean, Ashley's there. I'm just saying. It is a mess. It is a mess. They don't have running water. So Monique is still on this whole Angel is trapped as a wag, and she talks about like dating athletes and stuff, but Wendy has disclosed to Monique that conversation has gotten back to Angel. Angel knows the full extent of the conversation. They put two and two together that Jossie was the one that disclosed that information to Angel. Jossie also clocks that, because I think it was her and Stacey talking, and Stacey's like, it's just like such a cheap blow, or like an easy blow to say like, oh, you have to see if your husband can watch the kids, like, and that's why Jossie's like, I know, I don't think you realize I set up the babysitter and stuff, like, even though I don't have kids, like, being a wag myself, it's like, she's like, I know that it could possibly be just Angel not wanting to kick it with us. And I'm like, I think that's been Angel's biggest issue with joining this group, is just being real. And though she claims, like we see throughout this episode, that she is being real and she's sick of getting castrated, like she's not being real and she's not living in her truth, for some reason it's a general consensus amongst all of us that she's fake. I think we see the real her when she's chilling with her sister, when she's chilling with Bobby. When she is in Colorado, we saw her kind of come out and play the episode before when she gave Monique that hand. Let's not talk about the husbands. Like, let's not go there. And then we saw, like I said, and Wendy calls it out. She's like, can't you just stand on it? Just stand on the fact you put us in this house because you don't F with us, and you took these two because you messed with them. So I think she would have. I think she should come back for a second season, because at this point, like, we are talking about you, Angel. You have been in our mouths for the last couple episodes. Like, we are talking about you. I think she should come back. I don't think I don't think she's done anything unmemorable. This is going to be a very memorable trip. So, yeah, Jossie Clark said, hey, she needs to just be real. She don't want to room with us. Period. But I don't think Angel, but the thing is with Angel, what sucks is, like, you claim to be the hostess with the mostest, and we're not seeing the mostest, right? And it just sucks because it's like, I genuinely don't believe she put them in that house with no running water as a kind of get back. I don't think Angel did that. Now, did she assess the rooms a certain way for those to give them a big FU? Possibly. And I think that's fair. But I don't think she put them in that house not knowing that wasn't running. So basically, they get to the PJ, which is beautiful, and it is $8K per hour. Broke wear, evicted wear. You know what I mean? That's why I said, like, I really wish Angel would pop her stuff by now, because I'm like, you clearly aren't broke. You got a PJ, 8,000 an hour. Oh, you got money? I saw that house. She got money. You know what I mean? Period. I would love to be on a PJ. But in the words of Gizelle, I would rather have running water. That's the one thing I did. I was like, you may be onto something. So the ladies greet Angel, Tia, and Kay with very negative energy, because they're like, nobody's checked on us. Nobody has, text us to make sure we are good, to make sure we have running water. And then Angel said when the ladies were at her house for like the hoedown or whatever, like the greeting, the gathering, she was like, she actually had the electrician and stuff out there trying to assess the situation, the plumber and stuff, to make sure they had running water and everything. So that's what she's saying. Like, Angel was very apologetic. She's like, first of all, I'm very sorry. But even before she can push out a true sorry, Gizelle is up there. Gizelle is on one. And it's like, people say Gizelle does the most. Me, the people. People say they don't like her. Me, the people. People say she's bitter. I, the people. But I will say in this instance, I would probably be with Gizelle. I'm pissed when I see you. I didn't have running water. I can't use the bathroom. I can't take a number 2. First of all, when I travel, I need to take a number 2, because it's like, when you're new, you need to assess the situation. You need to get comfortable. So I can't take a poo. I can't brush my teeth. I look a mess. I haven't showered. I'm seeing you on a PJ. Does the PJ have a shower? Because I'm about to go use it. I'm so uncomfortable right now because I am in a situation where I don't have working water, and you're over here apologizing. It's a little late for that. I was expecting you to move me immediately when you found out there's no running water. So it's like, I understand when people talk about Gizelle because I talk about her, but she's not wrong. I think I personally would have had an attitude with Angel, and I would have probably been giving her stank eye, because that's something I do. I'm just kind of like, now I'm looking at you crazy. Why haven't you checked on us as the hostess? Like, but also, I know for me, and that's where I'm different with these girls, I would have been texted Angel like, hey, this water and stuff is still not working. This heat is not it. I would be like, I'm checking out and I'm going to a hotel nearby. I'm not waiting around for someone to fix some running water. But that's just me. So that's why I'm like, ladies, the best thing about this all is you all have freaking free will. Do what you want. So they are doing what they want, because Gizelle got the new accommodation. She's going to the 4 Seasons, and she did announce that on the PJ. The ladies were really upset. They were also upset with Tia and Kay, because Tia and Kay didn't check. I didn't understand why you're upset with Tia and Kay. I'm just like, that doesn't have anything to do with me addressing with the hostess. If I was Tia or Kay, I wouldn't be apologizing for nothing. I mean, unless it's my really good friend. But you don't have, there's very few of those in that group. Unless it's my very good friend. You know, say it's like Wendy and Candace separated, and Wendy's there, and then Candy's cool with Angel. I'm sure Candace would have like reached out to like Wendy and been like, hey, like how's the accommodation stuff? Like, you know what I mean? But it's like none of y'all are truly friends. So it's like, why am I getting the heat? You should address that with Angel. And what I will say, Kay does try to speak up for Angel, but even Kay is so thirsty also to be accepted by this group. So she doesn't. Angel does, though, try to apologize multiple times. Like I said, the ladies are not here for it, specifically Gizelle. It's a little crickets. Because they all are just letting Gizelle rip into Angel. And like honestly, like I said, this is the one time I probably agree with Gizelle. Because I'm just like, you is not about to play me out like this. Like, I don't have no running water. Like, girl, we have a problem. I have a problem with you. So I understand it. Like I said, I don't think, I don't think Angel intentionally put them in a house with no running water. But I do think I don't know. I don't know what I think. I don't think she intentionally put them there with no running water. But can you fess up to the room situation? Can you fess up to why you guys are not a part of the Elite Three? I don't screw with none of y'all. The people that are with me, I'm cool with. Anyway, Gizelle has new accommodations at the Four Seasons and executive suite. Monique addresses Jassy, as to why she would tell Angel the conversation they had about Bobby. And then Jassy says she's concerned. This is my friend. And the ladies are like, since when are you guys like actual friends? And then she's like, she calls me off camera multiple times. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but Gizelle was like, that's the problem. Like, kind of like clocking, like, why are you guys talking off camera? Everything needs to be on camera. Gizelle is such a freaking producer. Like, dang, I can't talk to her off camera. Everything got to be recorded. Yikes, it's strict over here, but it is strict. It is strict over here. So Josh is like, yeah, we're actually like friends. And then she's like, honestly, she's like, I should be the one with Angel, but she got Tia by default. And then the ladies were like, default? It kind of fell flat. Jassy's my girl. I'm not going to hold it against her. It did fall flat the way she explained it. I think that energy should have been towards Kay. She's essentially saying, so Angel was going to have 3 of them. And it was going to be Jassy. So therefore it didn't work out. Like she didn't have 3 rooms available. She only had 2 rooms available. Therefore she only went with Tia and Kay. Jassy saying you only went with Tia because Kay's your girl. And obviously Kay and Jassy have some drama going on, right? Who has a flute? Who doesn't? And then also, I will say, I wonder how much did she need to keep Tia happy? Because Tia, technically, is a real estate agent. And there's nothing technical about it. She's a real estate agent. And she is helping her find a home in Maryland. Or like she's helping her with other accommodations. So she's saying by default she went with Tia. But I don't know if it was by default. But Jassy tried. I do think I understand what she was saying about Kay having some influence over that. Basically, Wendy's like, either way, the biggest issue is that Jassy, you went to Angel when Monique specifically said she wanted to have this conversation with Angel. And then she kind of talks about what she saw. And she was like, I just don't want you to be in the same situation I was. Angel shuts it down. She's like, oh, you think I'm like that? It's not. Shuts it down immediately. That's what I liked. She's like, it's nothing to compare. I will keep saying this. My mom was like, Bobby is a little angry. But I'm like, they do pillow talk. She's talking all this crap about these group of women that she's not feeling welcome by. She's like, I just am shocked that this is the reception. They think we're broke. This man is gonna have that energy. That's like me. Like, it's like, don't expect me not to have that energy when you as a friend or a significant other is telling me certain stuff. Like, I can be nice nasty though. And that's what I actually scale myself on. But don't expect everything to be peaches and cream when I see you. And I think that's how Bobby is. I'm actually very curious to know Bobby's sign because he's definitely giving me fire energy. A lot of fire people, we don't really... I I just be airs be to the streets. Once I see something or I'm told something and I witness it, I'm not really changing my opinion. And I think kind of that's how Bobby is. He's like, I'm just doing this to make my wife happy, but he's kind of like, these girls are duds anyway. That's why they brought those group of guys around. I didn't even talk about that last episode because I was talking about Salt Lake and Traders and Valley. That was so disgusting. But like, even them just bringing those group of guys around, it was kind of like those guys even got debriefed on the situation. So they were over there not to acknowledge any of them, not to stand up and speak to any of them, you know, not to introduce themselves, just to be wimps, honestly, smoking their cigars or whatever. They were placed there kind of to, you know, intimidate the women. Just like, I don't think Bobby's trying to intimidate the women, but it's just kind of like, I don't F with y'all because y'all are not being nice to my wife, which we totally get, right? So that's why I'm like, I kind of like see the sector, but I'm like, I think at this point, the conversation about Bobby and Angel's relationship should be put to rest. I don't think Monique should talk about it anymore. I do think Monique kind of is a scarred woman at this point with athletes, and that's okay. I would understand it. But also, we know for a fact that Monique married for money. She did not marry for likeness, and she did not marry for attractiveness. She married strictly out of money. So that's your experience because you've married out of money. Obviously, with Bobby and Angel, there is true chemistry between them. There's true romance, and there's a true wanting of both of them wanting to be in a relationship. Bobby don't disrespect her on camera at all. Chris had disrespected Monique multiple times. We just had already knew it was basically like Monique got lucky. We even saw the way that Chris's mom talked about her. Like, she was a gold digger. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we kind of knew that the situations, though, there's, you can say dating an athlete is similar, but you can't really compare. Just like I don't think Jossie can even speak on being like the sort of wag, or Monique can't even talk about being the certain wag that Jossie is, because Jossie and her man are kind of on the same level as well. Like, you could tell that that was a date off of strictly attraction, right? That's all I got to say about that. So then the women basically, like I said, Wendy told Angel to stand on it. She's like, just stand on the fact that you did not want these girls in your house. And then we see Wendy break the fourth wall, basically like, when I did my couples trip to in Maryland, Chesapeake or whatever, I put Robin and Gizelle and Robin's toe in that room because I was not messing with them. And that was reflection of our relationship. She just wishes, that's what she wishes Angel would do, is just be more honest and upfront. And then Angel is saying, that's not how I am. But it is, Angel, because you already kind of admitted to us. You already admitted to Wendy, oh, they're going to like their room situations. So it's like, just admit it, you know? So then shockingly, Ashley does linger around to kind of, you know, support Angel and kind of comfort her. She's like, you just got to give your last bit. I think Ashley kind of knows that Giselle's kind of doing too much right now. Monique's admitted, like, dang, they are coming hard on her. Tia has admitted they're coming down hard on her. Ashley hasn't admitted it, but her comforting her, you can tell she knows the girls are coming down on her, and it's probably a lot because Angel's breaking down. And then Gizelle walks her wig over to be like, okay, guys, let's go. And that's what I don't like about Gizelle. It's like, let the ladies have a moment. You're so busy trying to produce a scene and just be mean. Just like when you had just told Angel about at you guys like tore down challenge event for the kids. That was a terrible event in a gymnasium or whatever. And then you just got off the phone with Angel talking about like, well, you need to be here fast and stuff. Just that weird stuff. And then it's like, you expect me to play this game with y'all? It's like I can't have a moment by myself or with Tia or one of the ladies. But a lot of the ladies actually come for Angel because she's breaking down. So the ladies head to, what is it called? Cabo Sambe, which is for the celebs for the umpteenth time. I'm sure we've seen the Beverly Hills girls there. Mauricio was there. We've seen, I'm trying to think of any other franchises have been to Cabo Sambe. I don't know, but yeah, Kay gets some sneakers that honestly, I don't know why she would. You could just tell her feet were tired of walking. Beauty is paying you guys. But Kay comforts Angel also there, and just like, it sucks like being your friend and like knowing how you are as a person, and them to kind of take it and kind of you know? But Angel's just like, I'm just gonna have to be okay with like their perception of me, whatever. And she actually goes up to Gizelle and is like, you think I should get this for Bobby? It's like knives or whatever. The ladies do this weird thing where they like go around in the group and talk about how much money they spent. And I was like kind of waiting on Wendy's price. I mean, she only spent like $200, which isn't bad, and it was for the kids. But I just love how when they got to Stacey said, I'm here for the experience. Monique also is like, I brought my fine self. Like, it was kind of weird how they went in a circle and like wanted to disclose the prices of stuff. I was just like, y'all getting caught up. But I think out of all of them, Ashley spent the most on the belt. The belt was really cute. So then we get this Mauricio, who does look good. He does look good. I'm not going to lie, because sometimes I see him, he doesn't look good, but he did look good in the scene. Gizelle said she was dead. She said if it wasn't the Kyle Richards of it all, she would be interested in him horizontally, which I gagged. I think Giselle's very smart. She understands her power in Potomac, but she understands Kyle Richards' power on Bravo. She's like, this man is off limits for all of us because I'm not about to have our show getting canceled for messing with Kyle Richards. Because when you think about it, Kyle Richards is like the housewife for Andy Cohen. Like, for real, when you think of housewives, like I said, I personally, my distaste for Kyle Richards aside, that woman is a legendary, I'm not going to say iconic, a legendary housewife. And it's like, there's just certain things you don't pull. And she's like, I don't want no beef between Potomac and Beverly Hills, because we all know the network is choosing the white franchise to save at the end of the day. Like, that's just the real tea. And I think Gizelle was kind of looking at it kind of like that. But Stacey had her best homegirl on, and she was trying to get Ashley a date with Mauricio. And Ashley was here for it. She was like, I can rock with this Stacey. This Stacey is cool. And yeah, her and Ashley bonded. They were trying to hook up with Mauricio, but Gizelle dispersed that conversation very soon. And then we ended kind of the episode in limbo. The ladies are going to the Four Seasons, and Gizelle is expecting their trip to end the next day after they go to brunch. She is over being in Colorado, and she's like, well, it's going to be up to the ladies. So she's actually trying to end this trip very early, and I'm very shocked if production does let her do that, to just end the cast trip. But she's like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Four Seasons. You're welcome to join us. It's an executive suite. We're gonna do dinner tonight, and then we're gonna go to brunch. And yeah, and then Angel's like, well, we gotta see because we have an activity tomorrow. And she's like, well, how about we go to brunch and go home? Basically, she's ready to end the cast trip, which you can't do. But I could understand being fed up. I would be upset if I had no running water. Like, I don't think people understand. Yeah, it's not Angel's fault, but I would personally be upset if that was me. Talking about Watch Happens Live, though, briefly, Quad do not mess with Gizelle, and I thought it was really interesting because Sharice's son was on Watch Happens Live, who was actually very attractive and looks good, who is my age, Ashley. My age bracket, literally. But he said he does not kiss and tell, and he was disappointed that Ashley brought it up on the show because he would not tell his mom about that stuff, and that he's not kissed any more of his mom's friends. And then Quad was kind of on Gizelle because Gizelle and Robin on Reasonably Shady, and I do have the clip, which I'm about to play. I got it from Twitter. They were talking about Married to Medicine using recycled people. And yeah, Gizelle was like, that was not me. That was Robin. We are different people. And then Quad was like, even though y'all look exactly alike, it was definitely y'all two. And then she said that wasn't me. So I was gonna say, where is the clip at? Because I did find it. And like I said, like, Quad was not here for Gizelle. You can tell she likes Angel. And I think she likes Stacey. She's like, you need to be happy. Let me see. I thought I had the clip because she definitely was calling her out. I don't know. I guess I can't. She called her out. They were talking about recycled, and there's a clip. There is a clip. Let me see. Here's the clip.
What do you mean run out of people? So speaking of Atlanta. Yes, I love Atlanta. Ish. I think Atlanta has run out of people. No. What do you mean run out of people? So apparently Real Housewives of Atlanta has K. Michelle from Love and Hip Hop on their show. Okay, you had to clarify that though. Okay, but we're gonna speak to that, but go ahead. And Married to Medicine has Angel from Basketball Wives on their show. Atlanta has run out of people. Okay, Angel from Basketball. She was a nurse. Really pretty girl. Who is she? Who was the basketball wife she was married to? Are any of them ever married to a basketball we're dealing player? With? I don't know. I just know that she was on Basketball Wives like a number of seasons ago. Okay, and it might have been like the LA version. Is Married to Medicine supposedly, allegedly filming now? Are they filming now? I guess so. I saw a picture of her filming a confessional for Married to Medicine. Oh wow. Okay. So are we renting and recycling? That's what it looks like. So I'm like, out of all the people in Atlanta, now they're like, I really thought the network or the shows tried to like avoid crossovers from different networks. True. But I am like, Atlanta is running out of people because you're using people from other networks now.
So obviously Quad was standing up for her friend Angel, and this was the dispute.
The Married to Medicine ladies got a lot of love at BravoCon.
Yes. Thank you so much. So much love at BravoCon. But sis, I love you down to the floor. But you and my good soror, honey, said that we were recycling the girls down to the TV show. Recycling. And that we was pillaging and rummaging through the recycle bin. You said that we were bringing on new girls that were recycled. Oh, that was Robin. Oh, Robin said that. But the thing that was about not Gizelle. The thing about it is, men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. And we've done very, very well. Yeah, I think we have actually done better than Potomac and also Salt Lake City. Okay. The numbers. Quiet. I'm just saying we're good. You and I have always been good. Okay. But I heard it down to. I said, "Oh, not recycling the girls." And Robin wasn't even talking about Married to Medicine. She was talking about Atlanta. No, she was talking about Married to Medicine too. Okay. And that's my soror. That's my good sis. You should take that up with Robin. Look, no, I'm just saying. We are two different people. No, I do understand. Okay. Y'all don't even look alike. No. But I took both of you kind of chimed in on it. I said, oh, well, we got to talk about this. I really don't think I did. Yes, but we got to go back and run it. We'll run it. Run that beautiful Run that thing. I'll run that thing.
And at the next BravoCon, we can do a Squash the Beat.
Yes. No, we're not.
So that definitely happened, and there was the clip I showed you guys after. It definitely did happen. They definitely did talk about recycling. I did know Angel used to be on Basketball Wives, and I did know obviously K. Michelle used to be on Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta is very small, and I do think both of the women that got selected for the new respective shows are perfect matches. Other than that, Traders, I enjoyed this last episode. We did say bye to Tiffany. Out of all the Traders, I'm saying this on record, I think Lisa Rinna would be found out first. I do think that. However, I just saw a tweet that apparently Candace is not on good terms with Rob. However, Rob's on good terms with Lisa Rinna. But out of all of the Traders, I think we have seen Rob name get tossed out once by the Michael Rappaport of it all. You guys will like my What's the Reality episode that I have coming out Friday. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it, and or you'll dislike it strongly. Either way, it'll evoke an emotion. Michael Rappaport did throw out Rob's name, but however, he's left, and he wasn't able to disclose that with anyone. So I think, if anything, Rob and Candace are gonna make it, because we know how Lisa Rinna is. Lisa Rinna has been very quiet, and now Colton is catching on to that. And he's just kind of like, I don't know, like, basically, why is Lisa Rinna so quiet? Is she a traitor? Yikes. Yeah, Traders is really good, you guys. Super good. I got my one friend to watch it. She's like all caught up now. She's like watching all the previous seasons, which I love. And then in terms of the Valley, like I said, make sure you guys watch the Valley Persian Style. It's really good. We also had the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Part 1. I might wait until all the parts are out, do it in general. But I will say Lisa Barlow got really good at defending herself. And she seems to be really holding it in this time around, kind of how she argues. I was very impressed with her arguments. And best dress goes to Angel. I mean, not Angel, goes to NGK, who apparently is testifying at the U.S. Court for Capitol Hill today or whatever, because she is testifying on account of small businesses. So it's a good thing. But she was the best dressed. Sitting down, the waist was snatched, the hair, the makeup. She looked amazing. I actually thought Lisa Barlow looked nice and moisturized, finally, because sometimes when I see her, I'm like, you look dry. But yes, definitely watch the Valley Persian style. And it has been really good. I was trying to remember what happened this last episode. We're just really seeing like MJ and Tommy, they're not going to be together by the end of it. And then we're seeing the rumblings between Gigi and the girl with the blonde hair, who I'm like, I think her name's Sky. Yeah, because Gigi then lit up at her house. I don't know why Gigi did that. You really need to ask people. That would annoy me completely. But yes, I definitely am enjoying the Valley. I will have another What the Reality episode this Friday. It'll be just one part. It'll be a quick little something. And yes, I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you so much for listening to this Toxic Tuesday. I will see you guys for What's the Reality, and I will see you next Toxic Tuesday. Until the next time.